The SEIKO Alpinist SARB017. I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of this model. Something about the green dial and gold-plated indices and the two crowns right next to each other at 3 and 4 o'clock just doesn't work for me. But when it was loaned to me for a review, I decided to be a little more open-minded and give it a chance as I dive into the details of this SEIKO. The watch has a 39mm case diameter, thickness of 12mm, lug width of 20mm, lug to lug of 46.4mm. The water resistance is 200 meters, which is impressive, I'll give you that, for a mountaineering tool watch. I mean, if you were to get a field watch these days, you'd probably be looking at 30 to 50 meters of water resistance, but SEIKO being SEIKO, I guess I'm not that surprised with the water depth rating. The main crown is signed with SEIKO's S logo, and I noticed that this S is a lot nicer than the S on the SARB033. The SARB033 had more of a snake-like S with a circular tip at the top end, which is more playful but also looks like a kid drew it during recess, while the S on the Alpinist seems more grown up and professional. It's also interesting that the crown is smaller at 5.8mm on the Alpinist versus 6.4mm on the SARB033. I would have thought the Alpinist would get a bigger crown seeing as it is a tool watch rather than a dress watch in the SARB033. I also don't know if the different S logos have any specific history to them, so if someone knows the significance of each, please let me know in the comments, I'd appreciate that. This JDM model also comes with a sapphire crystal, SEIKO's in-house 6R15 movement with 50 hours of power reserve, a screw-down crown, and a screw-down caseback. The watch was released in 2006 as a JDM model only, which meant tracking one down was a little tough to do than going to your local authorized dealer in the US. Maybe that's why this watch is so beloved here in the States. The hunt for this watch being only available in the Japanese market was probably more fulfilling than acquiring the watch itself. In addition to that, because this was initially made for the Japanese market, owning one in the States probably felt more exclusive as if you're part of this special club. And the MSRP at the time was, I believe, under $500, back when SEIKO was still a value proposition brand. Add to that all the great specs I just mentioned, and you got yourself a watch with a cult following. Looking at the dial, you get a warm green sunburst dial with gold-plated indices with an inner rotating compass on the chapter ring. The hands are cathedral-style hands, not my favorite, but I will say it has high legibility along with a large surface area for SEIKO's Lumibright. The inner rotating compass is pretty unique. I actually tested this function and compared it to a standard compass, and it works pretty well. Now, if you don't know how to use this compass, it's pretty easy. First, you need to know where the sun is positioned. For example, we'll pretend this little guy is the sun. Once you've located it, you want to point the hour hand to the sun's direction, and then rotate the compass so that the south side, since I'm in the northern hemisphere, is in between the hour hand and the 12 o'clock marker. If you're in the southern hemisphere, you would position the north side in between the hour hand and 12 o'clock marker. It goes without saying that you need to have the correct time set as well as setting the watch parallel to the ground. And there you have it. You should be able to tell which direction is north, south, east, or west. Moving on to the case, it is made from stainless steel and has your conventional case shape from SEIKO with those downturned lugs that help make it sit comfortably on your wrist. It's similar to the SARB033 I just reviewed, especially the conical bezel, only much wider. The top surfaces of the lugs are brushed, while the rest of the case is polished. It's got two crowns on the 3 and 4 o'clock position, giving it the signature look for the Alpinist model. Looking at the caseback, it is a closed caseback with the engraving of the word Alpinist and a picture of the mountains. If the Alpinist moniker is important to you, then this model represents a significant one because it will be the last to display the word Alpinist anywhere on the watch. The previous generations all had the word Alpinist on the dial, For this SARB017, they removed the Alpinist word on the dial and kept it on the caseback. And for the current generation, such as the SPB121, it now features an exhibition caseback with no engraving of the mountains or the word Alpinist. So after handling the SARB017 and diving into a little bit of history on it, I do find appreciation with the lineup. The purpose of this watch was for outdoor enthusiasts and mountain climbers to navigate their way to their destination, and to do so with a tool watch that is robust, rugged, and legible. And after handling this Alpinist, I think it achieves all of that. It just wouldn't make it to my collection. It's definitely unique, but I personally don't see the appeal. The cathedral hands just don't seem to fit in this type of tool watch. It feels like it belongs in an old wall clock at a traditional Catholic church. It seems like it has no business being in the mountains or outdoors. The gold-plated accents and green dial don't seem to go well together in my eyes. And then you have the two crowns sitting right by each other. The main crown is surrounded by crown guards while the other isn't. It's just a little bit off to me and unpleasantly asymmetrical. I think if you remove the crown guards, it would look a lot better. Just take a look at the new speed timer SPB513. Maybe I'm being too harsh on the Alpinist, but that's okay. We don't all have to like the same watch. I do appreciate given the opportunity to review this watch. I just know now that this isn't something that'll tempt me to pull out my wallet and purchase one. I'm just trying to be honest. Until next time, take care everyone.